Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. 1 day to go until we are back at the Emirates. The first home game at the Emirates this season when Arsenal are going to be taking on Leicester City. It was great to see Fabio Vieira seemingly intense training yesterday. Hopefully he can be part of the squad because he's one of the new players we haven't seen yet. And then can't wait to see Jesus and Zinchenko at home, their debut Premier League game for the Arsenal. And I'm really, really looking forward to that. Pretty sad news yesterday, actually, about one of our players who's set to be out for a couple of months, and that's Reiss Nelson. Said to have sustained a quad muscle injury, and this injury could keep him out for at least 2 months. Really unfortunate for him. There's been talk that Mikel Arteta was going to give him a chance in the squad for this season to see what he could do. Of course, he spent last season on loan at Feyenoord and had a very good time there. Feyenoord got all the way to the Conference League final, and he played an integral part in that. But he's going to be out for a couple of months, and I guess that rules out any possible move as well, because there were also links, talks linking him with moves away on another loan deal. So he's definitely not going to be going anywhere if he's going to be out for a couple of months. So get well soon going out to Reiss Nelson, a really highly talented player at the Arsenal. Youri Tielemans, again. I mean, I know, every day I'm getting fed up of talking about it. I'm getting just, it's draining, man. It's draining. When are we going to see something getting done? What is happening? I'm sorry, it's the Youri Tielemans watch. I know I have to mention it every single day, but it is a rumour that appears every single day because we're always linked with him. Now, conflicting rumours today, just like there were conflicting rumours yesterday. When I look at the Evening Standard, they're saying that he may stay and just run his contract out right until the end and leave on a free contract next season. And then you've got the Daily Mail, who said that Leicester now want to sell him. They will, they need money. They haven't been able to buy any players yet. They're desperately in need of money to bring players in. They know that he's definitely not staying. He's told them that already. And they'd be willing to accept £25 million for him. Then there's another report I saw that Arsenal have gone a bit cold on the whole thing completely. I mean, for £25 million, surely it's a bargain deal. And he's going to be on his audition tomorrow at the Emirates. Expect him to see him playing really, really well in that game. I still think it's a signing that just makes perfect sense. And if it is dropping down to those prices of around about 25 million, just get it done, Arsenal. Surely he would improve that midfield area, which has been a problem for Arsenal. There were some suggestions yesterday that, now that we brought in Fabio Vieira, we don't need. But Fabio Vieira is a more forward-thinking midfield player who can play in the number 10 role, who can play across the front three. Whereas, Youri Tielemans plays deeper, and that is the problem for me at Arsenal. What if anything happens to Thomas Partey, then what? That's what worries me. And of course, we've got European football this season, so there's lots and lots of games coming up. It ain't gonna be like what we've just seen, where it's a week gap between games. We're gonna have Europa League games during the week. It's a World Cup year. We can use 5 substitutions. We need a bigger squad. If you watch that All or Nothing documentary yesterday, what was all the players saying at the end of January? Oh, we've got a very thin squad. Our squad is very light. And what happened? That's what caught up with us, and I'm convinced that's what cost us the top 4 last season, having a thin squad. So let's not leave anything to chance. Bring in a class player like this and get it done. It could still get done before deadline day, but at the moment, still no movement on Youri Tielemans. Or are they aiming for another midfielder? Now, we've been speaking about this one for a couple of days. Sandro Tonali, the 22-year-old defensive midfielder who plays for AC Milan, who was a very important part of what they did last season, winning Serie A. Now, when these rumours first emerged that Arsenal were interested in him, a lot of people said, no chance, Tonali's never going to leave. The Daily Mail, though, claiming that talks have been held between AC Milan and Arsenal, and that they would accept an offer of around about 46 million pounds for the player. Now, Arsenal have been interested in this guy even from when he used to play at Brescia before he moved to AC Milan. He's a very, very important player for AC Milan, but I've said this many a time throughout the summer. The clubs in Europe are not flush with money like Arsenal and like the other English clubs that have been able to navigate the whole COVID thing much better than the clubs abroad, and that's due to the big TV deals that they get over here in this country. So if Arsenal put the money down on the table and they really want Tonali, they can get Tonali, even though AC Milan would be very, very reluctant to sell. There's also another guy that seems to be really in Arsenal's sights. It'd be very expensive, but that is Musa Diaby of Bayer Leverkusen. Had a fantastic season last year, 17 goals and 14 assists. I know we've spoken about this one many times as well, but Football Club French website claim that Arsenal would like to sign him, and the price has been set. It's basically Leverkusen saying £55 million plus, and you can get Diaby. If you put that sort of money down on the table, you can get Diaby. It's a lot of money, but then when you think about what we were sort of willing to pay for Rafinha, which was up towards that type of fee, maybe Arsenal have got that sort of money to pay. Now, certainly, another problem area for me is just that forward area, and I'm just thinking about goals. What if, and I know Musa Diaby's not a centre forward, but what if there was an injury to, say, Gabriel Jesus? That would take out a major source of goals. You know, all right, Eddie Nketiah can come in, but we're not sure yet if he'd be able to produce the volume of goals we need. That means we just need more goals across the front line. And in fact, as a matter of fact, we're going to need that. Last year, Saka got over 10 goals. Smith Rowe got over 10 goals. It's those guys from those forward positions and in wide areas chipping in with goals, and we didn't score enough of them last year, that will really, really help Arsenal. So Musa Diaby would be a really, really exciting signing. But the problem is, Bayer Leverkusen do not want to let go of him. But again, if the price is right, if the money is on the table, and it would have to be big money, they would sell him. So going to be interesting to see if Arsenal did make a move for the French international before the end of the transfer window. Now, this one, yesterday, we discussed this on the evening show yesterday. Kieran Tierney being linked with a move to Manchester City. That's according to the Daily Telegraph, who claim that Man City are plotting a late move for Kieran Tierney. Now, I see this as very unlikely. Of course, Manchester City on the verge of signing Sergio Gomez from Anderlecht. Sergio Gomez is an inexperienced player, and there is talk that Man City may want another left back, but I'd be really shocked if Arsenal sold Kieran Tierney. Kieran Tierney, an integral part of the Arsenal team, even with his injuries. When we was talking about it on the show yesterday, there were some fans saying, "Oh, you know what? Let's just sell him because the injuries." And I disagree with that completely. We've got to hold on to a player like Kieran Tierney. Now that we've got Zinchenko in, there's less pressure on him, Kieran Tierney, to play week in, week out, so we can manage that situation better with the injuries, and hopefully we get a full season out of him. Very important player for Arsenal. Very important player in the dressing room. A player that really connects with the fans, and I would not want to see him sold, but this rumour from the Daily Telegraph that Manchester City interested in him. Of course, we know that Pablo Mari's gone out now on loan to Monza. That was confirmed yesterday. We saw all the pictures of him in the Monza kit, etc. He's gone out on a season-long loan with an obligation to buy if Monza stay up. And Hector Bellerin today being linked with a move to Barcelona. The publication Mundo Deportivo report that Barcelona could move for Bellerin. Barcelona, of course, were trying to get Cesar Azpilicueta from Chelsea, but Azpilicueta decided to stay at Chelsea and signed a new contract. They're on the lookout for a right back, and they have identified Hector Bellerin as that right back. Now, again, will Barcelona, and this seems crazy to us, it's all amount of money they've been splashing out this summer, will they have the money to get that done? And would he want to go there? Of course, he was there as a kid, but would he want to go back to Barcelona, or does he want to go to Real Betis, where he'll start week in, week out? Interesting one. But Barcelona said to be interested in Hector Bellerin, and we know that Arsenal want a fee for Bellerin. In an ideal world, Bellerin would like to terminate his contract, but in an ideal world, Arsenal would like a fee for him, so they will be, more than keen to deal with somebody like a Barcelona and trying to get a fee out of him. And Gabriel, who throughout the summer was being linked with a move to Juventus, saw an interview that he did with Sky Sports where they asked him about the links to Juventus. He said he was very flattered by the links, but he went on to say, and I was pleased to hear him say this, that I'm very happy here at Arsenal. I've got a good relationship with my teammates, and I am fully committed to the project. So all those rumours that we were hearing earlier on, linking him with a move to Juventus, they were real. Juventus were very, very interested in him, but he does not want to leave, and he's staying at Arsenal. And that is the thing for Arsenal now. It's not just about buying players. It's about holding onto your best players. And you got, again, Mikel Arteta, he's got a good vibe going on at Arsenal, that these players are not in a rush to leave to go to a club like Juventus. And, he said it there. He's a real buying into this project that Mikel Arteta is on. Listen, thanks for watching the show today. Don't forget to check out all of our excellent preview content around the game tomorrow. Arsenal taking on Leicester City at the Emirates. Of course, we'll be there interviewing fans. We've got the watch-along going on as well, the full-time show where you guys have a chance to say your say. So make sure you check out here on AFTV. But thanks for watching the show, and I'll see you tomorrow.